Okay, we are live. I see that I have a lot of messages from the last time I was supposed to go live. And guys, I must apologize for moving the schedule without putting a notice here on YouTube. I put one on Instagram. I did, hey Christian, what's up, man? I saw the trigger came in. That's awesome. I'm glad it showed up. I haven't had a chance to post on Instagram. Was able to. I had some running around to do today. Get some triggers shipped out. I really didn't get a chance to work on much of anything except for finishing up some triggers. You will hear Rob. Hey, what's up, man? I got your trigger shoe. I like the Peace Corps. That was cool. That was really cool. Peace Corps. I'm gonna have to use that somewhere along the line. I got your trigger shoe shipped out today. Thomas, what's up, man? Good to have you here. You will hear Christina. What's up? How good to have you here. Hope your cold gets better and the dog toy. Hopefully that lasts for him. He looks like just like my dogs. He can go through some toys. So hopefully that lasts for him. Okay, you're going to hear something in the background. That is the 3D printer is rocking and rolling right now. So if that's probably what you're going to be hearing. Why is that? Because I have a bunch of my armorers blocks that I have to catch up on. I made a post saying if you bought a Mike, hey, good to have you here, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the trigger and it met your expectations. Like I said, I made a post that for not yesterday, but the day before, Saturday, if anybody buys a trigger, they would get a free trigger block house or an armorer's block. And everybody took me up on that. So I am busy making more armorer's blocks. I sent out 10 today. I've got a few more to make. And that caught me off guard. So like I said, you will hear the 3D printer in the background. That's the noise because my little 3D printing station is right next to me here. Normally it's not running while I'm streaming, but I'm trying to catch up. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy couple weeks in a way. Okay, so nothing new today on the Glock performance trigger. I'm steadily catching up from my time off, if you will, at least mental time off from all of what happened. So Glock performance triggers, I've got them in line. Hopefully this week. Thursday is my goal for working again on the Glock performance triggers. If any of you guys know of where any of those are in stock, I need at least one more. I'd prefer to have two more just in case, but I need at least one more. So if anybody knows of one, shoot me a message, leave it in the chat here, or like I said, shoot me an email or something. I need one more. I'm low one. That was one thing I was afraid of with the Glock performance trigger is just the supply. They're out everywhere that I've checked. Maybe you guys know of one somewhere. So if somebody's got one that they want to sell, I would even be looking. I'd buy one of those. I need one more. And when it comes to the Glock performance trigger, everything that I have seen with it, with me playing with my version, it's good. It's better than Timney. It is light right out of the box. It's not amazing into the fact that I don't foresee myself changing all of my guns out to them. Honestly, aside from the one, I'm going to keep one around. I'm going to keep one in a platform to play with. But the reality is, for me, I'm not going to change all my stuff out to it. I actually prefer whether it's the Excommunicado competition system or the Leonidas with my work versus the Glock performance trigger. I still do. I think that it is better than the Timney. I think it's a good design. I think it's a good solid design. I think value wise, they bring it. The trigger shoe is garbage, but it is nice and, you know, it doesn't ride the line or anything like that. It is ugly, but it works. So the Glock performance trigger, I give it a thumbs up. But again, you know, I am going to be working with it. I've got some good stuff planned for it. I have been playing a little bit with it, but it's not the end all be all. So before I get going any farther, I do want to give a huge shout out to Stuart, Nordic Nevadan, because he sent me the t-shirt that I'm wearing now, and I want to show it off. It's extremely comfortable. The Glockness Monster. I love this shirt. I love the color too. This heather OD green. Like I said, extremely comfortable. I told him extra large is probably what I needed, and it actually runs a little bit large. So, and no, that's not because I'm doing well on my diet. I'm actually doing horrible in the last 3 weeks with everything that has gone on and kind of the state that it's put me in, and the fact that I've not really been able to go work in my shop and really spend a whole bunch of time outside. Getting fat. But Stuart's shirt fits extremely well. Like I said, it's on the larger size. So even though it's an XL, I really could have gotten away with a large, but this thing is comfortable. And I mean, come on, it's Nessie, the Glockness Monster. Come on, that is cool. So I have in the description a link to his Instagram. I really foresee us doing some work together. I'm going to have him do some shirts. I haven't told him that yet, so hopefully he's watching. And I'm going to have him do some shirts for Tactical Pontoon because, like I said, this thing is comfortable. The shirts I have printed are comfortable. You know, I am a creature of comfort, but this takes it to another level. That was one thing. I had some shirts printed up for Sendology 101, some Gildan, I think they were, maybe they were some Fruit of the Loom, and I still wear them. I give them out for free from time to time. If you want one, get a hold of me. I'll get you guys hooked up. But in comparison to this, and in comparison to the other Tactical Pontoon shirts, no. So that's one of the reasons why I don't do a like large bulk thing, is because I'm kind of picky on the shirts, and this thing is comfortable. This thing is extremely comfortable, and when it's got Nessie on there with a Glock, you can't hardly beat that. So we will be doing some stuff with him. He did the beanie. I would say I wore it probably a month and a half ago when it was actually pretty cold. He did that beanie. So like I said, he's got the capability to do some really good stuff. He also does his own decals, and I think he's got some other stuff going on. So hit him up if you want a Glockness Monster shirt. He's got some other designs. Like I said, decals and stickers and whatnot. Get a hold of him. We will be doing some work because, like I said, as comfortable as this thing is, I will be wearing it out and about. And that means, because I'm not a super careful person, it's going to get stained up. So I will have to order others. Okay. Anyways, yo, what's up, Shane? Good to have you here. I hope that G48 trigger is rock and rolling for you. Got to build that G34. Okay. That brings me to something. The first thing I want to share with you guys here. This is Swimming with the Pontoon number 17. Obviously, I skipped a few because, getting back into the rhythm of things. And then obviously yesterday was Super Bowl. And I skipped out on you guys on Saturday because the day just didn't work out for me. G34. Now, I am a fan of the G34. I really like the G34. I have something. It's a little bit different than the G34. I want to show this to you. I will be doing an actual video. I still have to catch up on videos. I've got the OZ9, but today you guys need to see this. I have to back up a little bit. This is the Boomerang. If you can figure out why I named it the Boomerang, if you can't figure it out, we may have to talk. But this is the G17L Boomerang. I cannot wait to get this thing out on the range, because as much fun as the 34 is, and as flat a shooter as that thing is, this, between the 40 round Chris Vector mag and the compensator holding, the thing is going to shoot flat. Then of course you've got the optic on top, a big mailbox. It just fits with it very well. This thing is a monster. I have not actually filled this magazine up to capacity and held it. The OZ9 with its stainless, stainless chassis is heavy. I think for sure this thing will definitely outweigh it. So this is a monster, the G17L Boomerang. Now, this came together from a couple different companies. One of those, let's see, I'm actually, so that we can see this a little bit better, I'm actually going to take it apart because it takes up a lot of room. So starting out, I've dealt with them in the past with AR-15 stuff, and they've done some Glock things. They just released their Glock slides, and I, for the life of me, right at the moment, cannot remember what their line of Glock slides are. But this guy here, as soon as I saw they had the G17L slide, I just had to give it a try, and it is very well machined. I thought that this was PVD coated, kind of like the newer Glocks are, but this is actually Elite Cerakote. So this is actually a Cerakote. I thought for sure it was PVD, but it is a Cerakote, and it is done very, very well. I've seen some shady Cerakote. This is done extremely well. So this guy here is kind of what started it. I got a hold of these guys. Difference is, I believe, just another ½ inch. Might be a full inch. I would have to look that up, but I think the 17L versus the 34 is either, I think it may be an actual inch. Give me a second. I'll go grab my 17 or my 34. Okay. 34, and this thing deserves its own video, I mean, alone. So you've got your 34, and we got our 17L. So yeah, I would say you're looking at almost an inch. I could be wrong. And then of course this one's got a threaded barrel with a compensator, so you're looking at least another 1.5 inches. So it's a monster. And this is the Dirty Girl 34. This monster has been around the world and is always a crowd pleaser. We will talk about this guy one day. That was done, like I said, that thing's been around the world. Framework was done by the amazing Rook Tactical, the original Cerakote on the slide, and it was actually the first slide I did with Severe Precision. I've done a lot of work with Severe Precision. We've talked about Severe Precision. And actually, the 17L has a Zephyr Precision barrel in it. So me and Zephyr go back a while. That was the first slide that I got from them. Keep bouncing my head off this thing. Anyways, and then, of course, the Cerakote was done by the great Shane Quintero of Quintero Customs. one of his very first of his famous tiger stripe Vietnam tiger stripe camo. And then Rook had one of the local shops finish up everything to be battle worn and match. So get back on topic. Yes, about an inch, I think. So it's a monster. Spenta Precision. This is a very high quality slide. Excuse me. Very high quality slide. They've got a beautiful design. This is not a cheap slide. I think it was about $400 or so. It's a monster. It's got the tolerances are really nice. The slide fits very close down to the frame, so I did have to adjust a little bit with the frame that I put it on. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But actually, I'm only running a basic Peacemaker 4.5 right now because I've been very busy. But I did wanted to get it together for pictures because it's a 17L boomerang. You don't see many of those. And then I've had one of these optics for a while, which is the Kraken. I believe it's Kraken by Swamp Fox, the new closed emitter style. I really like this design. I like the way a lot of these new closed emitter optics mount. This one obviously is using an adapter plate, but the way they mount with a kind of like a Picatinny style dovetail mount, it really fits a lot better for me than just using screws. If you've been around long enough, you know I complain about optic mounting screws and just the issues that those cause. Okay, so that's the slide, the upper end half. Yes. Oh, trust me, I'll get some pictures there, Christian. I've done some self-portraits. Get things set up in time. In time. And I'll talk about that here in a second. Let me go and talk about the frame, because this was done by somebody I've not worked with before, but I had a chance to check out his work on Instagram and it looked really good. And we talked about the possibility of working together for the Tactical Pontoon installer program. So we traded work for work. And I'm extremely glad I did so. And I'm glad that I had him in on this project because I wanted something that was as close to stealth as possible with the boomerang, even though it's definitely not a stealth build. So I wanted something that was going to stand out, give me plenty of grip, plenty of traction, but still be all black. So SRB Customs LLC in Houston. It's not extremely well known, but he has extremely fast turnarounds and his prices are very good, especially for the level of work that he does. I've worked with a lot of different frame stipplers. Honestly, I call them polymer artists, and I've worked with a lot of them. I've seen a varying level of quality, and he definitely rises to that occasion. He should be far more popular than he is. And like I said, that is Rab at SRB Customs. Again, we'll do an actual in-depth video on the gun. Let's see if we can get it in the light here. But he did some neat pattern work on the frame. He's got an excellent glove bevel. It's also got bevel work up in the trigger guard area. Again, this is not the best light, and I am sweating just a bit, so do apologize. The extra layer of sheen that we've got going on here. Things are polished very well. The polymer feels the thing I really love about Glock polymer versus your aftermarket frames is it's so much smoother than P80, anything by SIG. The aftermarket for SCT is a little bit softer. Like I said, P80 is just very coarse. It's got a lot of fiberglass in it. So that is one of the reasons why I really love factory Glock frames, is they're just so much smoother when it's been worked over. He's got a very he's got great attention to detail. You're gonna have to check the pictures out on Instagram, because right now it just doesn't do it justice until I can get up close with another lens. But it is extremely grippy, but it's not to the point that if you were to have him do a frame that was for concealed carry, you wouldn't tear yourself up. It's an extremely fine finish. So I really, he does an amazing job. His double undercut, extremely well done. Extremely well done. The beauty also is, he said, even though his prices are already amazing, he's going to give you guys a 5% discount for anybody who uses the code TacticalPontoon. One word, all capital letters. 5% discount, which I believe his prices are already, not I believe, they are already, he's trying to break into the market, so his prices are cheaper than they should be. So, and his turnaround is stupid fast. Check him out, SRB Customs LLC. You can find it on Instagram. I'll have to link down below. Instagram, if you go to my Instagram, you're going to find pictures that are going to lead you to his profile. He did an amazing job. He did it extremely fast. He's too cheap for his type of quality. I would have to say, looking at his level of work, it's very close to Get a Grip Customs. Now, I've got 2 frames from Sloan at Get a Grip Customs, and he's one of those people that is known to be at the top of his game. Now, you're not going to find him very much on social media right now. His work got so good that he pretty much has closed books and has shops that just send him stuff directly. So you're probably never going to get a chance to get a Grip Customs frame. SRB, it's right up there. So I recommend it. Better pictures, a better video altogether will come of this, but we're just we're on the live stream. It is running right now just a standard Peacemaker 4.5. I just threw something in there for pictures, but I've got something special I will be putting together for it because it deserves it. I will definitely have to get some video of me running this thing out on the range. So I don't know when it's going to be. It'll probably be when I go to Missouri. I'll bring this guy with me. We'll get some video of me trying to look tactical. I'll set that thing behind me out of the way because it takes up a lot of space. Again, Spinta Precision, SPINTA Precision. They're the ones that did the slide. Check them out. If you want a very high quality slide, they have that design in the Glock 19, the 17, 34, 34, and obviously the 17L. Check them out. And then I will try to link it, Rob. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link you the his Instagram profile because I kind of suck. Hopefully this is right. Try it out. I should have been more prepared, but that's kind of not my thing. I'm not very good at being prepared. I must apologize. What else did we got in the shop? I meant to show you guys this last week, swimming with the pontoon, but I left it out in the shop. So the other thing I have on the website, we're going to talk about slides for a second, is the Gunco. And like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to have seen this guy. This one right now is rocking one of my barrels. These aren't available. Not at this time. We might do another run, but this is the Gunco Extreme series of slides. I have these on the website. Again, extremely high quality. They're not cheap, but they're definitely worth it. The tolerances on this guy, I've seen a lot of slides. In my time, I've seen a lot of aftermarket because this is based around an aftermarket machine slide. It's not a factory Glock slide, and there's definitely pluses to that that I can talk about if you guys are interested. But it's an aftermarket slide. Originally, we saw a lot of aftermarket blanks that just had terrible tolerances. They were either made out of like there's a terrible stainless steel. Hey, Stuart, we were talking about you. I was talking you up. This shirt is comfortable, man. We got to do some work together. I need to get with you. We're going to do a run of shirts with Tactical Pontoon, and I'll send people your way because this shirt is too comfortable to the point where I know I'm going to wear it out and about and I'm going to get it stained. Okay. So I'm going to have to order another one. This thing is comfortable. I could have gone with a large instead of an extra large. And that's not to say that I did good on my diet. I'm fat right now, but I could have still gotten away with a large. And this thing is just comfortable. So thank you guys. Stuart, Nordic Nevadan, he's there. Get with him. Whether it's a Glock Nest Monster shirt, maybe if you want somebody local or a small business to do a Tactical Pontoon shirt, he's got my logo, and I'm good with that. You can order from him. Go do that. He did the beanie, like I said, that I wore a little while back. I've got it just in case it gets cold here. But as you can see with this nice fine sheen of sweat, it's a bit warm here in Louisiana again. So back to it. Get with him. Get with Stuart. He's a good guy. He's got a bunch of triggers. He goes out and shoots and does really cool stuff. So there you go. Tactical Pontoon shirt. Get one, Shane. Okay, back to it. I've got these guys listed on the website. They actually will be drop shipping from Gunco. But I've got one here in the shop that I'm going to be building around because it's an awesome design. It's press check worthy. It's got places up top. I may have to get a ported barrel to take advantage of that because when it comes to it, I almost prefer a ported barrel versus compensators. That's just me. So I may swap out the barrel for a ported barrel instead of compensated. It's grippy. You can find them on the website. Extremely high quality. The blanks that they use, I'll have to ask to see if they build them in house. The really cool thing about the Gunco is they are a true machine shop. They build not only gun parts, they've got other contracts in other fields, aviation even. And that's kind of my background. And knowing the type of tolerances that aviation has to maintain, that's one of the reasons I really enjoy working with them, is because they are big on maintaining extremely tight tolerances. So excellent. Definitely. Dustin, hey. Really? Get with me. Normally a month seems a bit excessive. Get with me. I'll look into it. Okay. Because that just doesn't, normally it's a couple weeks. So if it's been a month, that just seems off. I'll get you taken care of one way or the other. I will get you taken care of. Shoot me what information you've got. Like I said, it's a printer that does my stuff. I don't really have any, say in it, but I will make it right. I'll make sure that it gets made right. Like I said, that's one of the cool things about why I want to work with Stuart here. Okay. Another thing, again, these slides, extremely high quality. I know right now they're in black and FDE. Maybe we can get some other colors made up, or we can get some bare ones and get them sent off to somebody like Sapper Tactical, who we'll talk about triggers for just a second, who's sending some green, OD green, with a little bit of flare, triggers back my way. They're Peacemaker trigger shoes that I will have. They're going to be a limited run. Got something cool that'll be laser etched on the face of them, but that's coming up. Hopefully next week I'll be able to show those guys to you. He did an amazing job. really something cool. There'll be a limited. We're gonna do limited run. See how they do. As much as I want to steal one, I only have so few of them right now that I'll let you guys have them first. What else? Yeah, it is warm in here. Wait until summer. You think the printer's bad in the background? We'll have to have maybe not the AC running. At least have to have a fan because kind of getting soupy in here. Just saying. Okay, the other thing that came in this week, one guy who's bought several triggers. He was offloading a dagger slide, and I figured, I'll pick it up from him. So I got a hold of a dagger slide. This is something I've not had. I've seen plenty of the pictures online, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I do have AC in here. But it's just kind of a 210 window unit. It's kind of loud. I use it when I'm actually working out here. For filming, it makes a lot of noise. So you're gonna have to watch me get kind of soupy tonight. We'll get it figured out. I've got a fan. It's kind of, background noise. I try to keep the audio pretty clean. That's why right now I've got the 3D printer in the background making noise. It's kind of bugging me. I don't like the noise of it for filming, but I got orders to build. So anyways, PSA dagger. I got a hold of one. He gave me too good of a deal, which means I'm going to have to hook him up even farther. But I wanted to get a hold of one of these to see. I already know some of the differences talking with Matt, who works really close with PSA, maybe works for PSA now. I'm not really sure. He will be on the channel soon. He's kind of a trigger Padawan, if you will. I've taught him some stuff. He's really taken to it. He does things a little bit different than I do trigger wise, which is good. I like seeing the different innovations that people do. It's, when you think about some of the things that I do on a larger scale versus somebody just doing something for themselves, they can, a person like something I might build for myself isn't something that I can really get away with shipping out to a bunch of different people. There's only, anyways. So yes, he is a mod on the PSA website, or on the group. I think he might be working for, I don't know. I better not speculate. Matt, if you are out there, feel free to jump in. I know you were here on Sunday or Saturday when I skipped out on everybody. He actually sent me a message, asked me where I was at. So I wanted to get a hold of a PSA slide. I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly of them. And I have to say, for the price, yeah, cold over in New Mexico. It's supposed to be the desert. I always thought New Mexico was going to be was warm all the time. I was wrong. maybe Shane, I can ask Matt. He watches over those groups pretty hardcore. I got to give him that. He does watch over that group. He takes that very seriously. I got to say, before I really was in the dagger groups, he had hit me up several times about triggers and different things, and I didn't know exactly who he was. So Matt, if you're listening, I did blow you off several times early on. You were asking some weird questions, and having dealt with some weird people from time to time, I wasn't sure where you were coming from. But we're obviously, me and Matt are on good terms now. But Shane, don't put dollar signs. Gotta be careful. Okay. Anyways, back to it. I have it's got the wrong recoil spring assembly. I just threw a G17 recoil spring assembly in there that I had. So that is the one part I didn't have, but this came as a full slide minus the recoil spring assembly. And I got to say, for the price that these are, this is actually a Actually, a really nice slide. PSA uses their own proprietary striker that has a wider nose to it. So you cannot use that striker in a factory Glock slide or an aftermarket Glock slide. He's got a lot of builds. He's got more Glock builds than I do of various types. Good guy. I got nothing bad to say about Matt. He's an interesting guy, and most likely I want to get him on here just to talk about triggers. Maybe we can get some insight onto PSA and the micro dagger. That would make for a great video, because everybody in there and their brother Steven, good to have you here. Everybody and their brother is always on the dagger groups complaining about when is the micro dagger going to come out. And I just tell everybody that Matt's hiding them all. I get them riled up. I try to get everybody riled up when it comes to it, when it comes to the micro dagger. So we'll see. Maybe one day it'll actually show up. But like I said, I've got a hold of one of their slides, and overall, looking at it, and I haven't put it through any sort of paces or whatever, or fit it on too much. I just pulled it all apart, looked at the parts, and it's not bad. I'm not a huge fan of the cuts that they've got here up top, where they've taken the corners off. I could see that being a little bit weak. Overall, really, for the price, it's not a bad slide so far. It's definitely better than a rock slide. I don't even know if they're still around. I know they were big back in 2019. They really started hitting the market, and everybody and their brothers that were building P80s on the cheap. Oh, pardon me. They were building P80s on the cheap. Rock slides were all over the place. They hit me up about doing a video for them, which I guess they saw at that time I had like 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers on Instagram and that sort of thing. And I saw a lot of rock slides break. But again, the dagger slide is honestly, for the price, it doesn't seem to be too bad. I'm not seeing a lot of failures in the groups like I've seen with, say, for example, rock slides, or there's another one that was out there for a while. So overall, not too bad. We should do a close-up video on this so we can take a look. The parts look to be very similar to Glock quality. When it comes to the internal components, the striker looks really similar to like an MIM striker that like Glock would use. It actually has an Ameriglow front tritium sight on the front of that guy. So I think these guys are running about mid 200s. If you're looking for a cheap slide, it's hard to beat the PSA. We'll do a close-up video. I got a hold of it even cheaper than I probably should have. So I couldn't say no, and I figured we can do a video. The optic cut, it actually has the recoil posts on the cut, which is something I don't see enough of those on even some aftermarket slides. So really, well, I'm going to check. I haven't fit an optic to it. It does come complete. This thing had everything. I think the one thing that mine was missing, I got this one secondhand, was the recoil spring assembly. Right now, I've just got a factory G17 recoil spring assembly just thrown in there just to hold it all together. But I believe it all comes together for like mid 200s or so. I can see why these are pretty popular. I don't know the exact price for this variation, so I will see about fitting an optic to it. See how it fits. Going through the different groups that I'm a part of, I've not really seen too much in the way of issues with the PSA slides or their optic cuts, but we'll take a look. We'll take a deeper dive. Maybe I'll send it out to like maybe United R&D have them go over it and take a look at the optic cut, what they would think, how they feel about the optics cut. Have had them do a lot. Whew, I can't talk right now. Let me get a drink. Get a drink. My sugar-free Monster. It's yeah. Yeah, PSA, they're doing some good stuff. They've got a reputation in some parts of the sector for lower quality, but at the same time, they've been able to build out such a capable machining facility that I can see them only moving up higher as time goes on. It is really hard to beat the Dagger for bang for your buck, if you will. Not a huge fan, again, of the roll pins in the frame. I really feel like they could have done a different thing there. All right, my 3D printing's done. Give me a second. There we go. That gets rid of that little buzzing sound. Yes, Jason. I'm glad to be back. Like I said, I'm a little warm still here in the shop. Glad to be back. I'm getting back at it full time on the staying to my schedule on the lives at least once a week. I'm kind of still sucking when it comes to the videos that I need to do. I owe you guys a video on the Safiri finger blaster trigger. I owe you guys obviously more on the Glock performance trigger. I've got the Sapper Tactical OZ9 you guys need to see up close. Now we've got the Boomerang that you guys need to see up close. Excellent build. We'll take a look at the PSA Dagger. What else do I've got something else I know I owe you guys a video on. So I am behind. No doubt about it. I've been very busy keeping up with the different orders and getting myself back into the swing of things. So it's not that I'm forgetting about you. It's been a couple weeks. It's just been a crazy couple weeks. Yeah, Steven, I would give him another chance. I would try it. PSA, I've had a couple of their ARs and over time, different parts from them. Overall, it's been pretty good. When it comes to the amount of pieces and parts they put out, it's pretty amazing the flow that they have. You're gonna find some bad parts here and there. Is it high end? Not exactly, not really. But is it something that's serviceable? Normally, yes. But again, you're gonna run into issues here and there. That's why we definitely need to get Matt, who seems to be pretty connected with PSA. We'll get him on here. We'll maybe do some grilling of him on the PSA thing. I'm sure he's got an NDA with them. I know he's got an NDA with them. Probably shouldn't have said that. Don't tell Matt. Don't tell Matt. Yeah, I do. I've got some really cool stuff I'm putting together, and I'm very fortunate in that aspect of being able to work with some really good guys out there in the industry. We're talking about builds, just being able to work with them, and I try to give you guys everything straight. So if I get something that I'm not happy with or I think could be better, I'm going to let you guys know. I'm going to give a company a chance. Like say for example, if I get a Cerakoted part in here from one of the guys and it sucks, I'm gonna give them a chance to fix it and we'll talk about it. So customer service can play into that. And it's just like myself. I have sent out parts that for some reason or other, either I missed out on something, my fit check may have gone good, but there was something that I didn't catch. And for me to make that right, in a very timely manner and not run somebody through hoops, that's important. And that can win a customer over far more than just having something, having something that works right out of the box. Not to say that you don't want something that works out of the box, but if you get a customer service, if you get the ability or the chance to witness customer service when something goes wrong and it knocks it out of the park, that's a win. And I try to do that. And I will give a company the chance to do that before I just put somebody on blast per se. Uh, let's see. I've not had any issues or I've not dealt with PSA's customer service myself. Again, I've not bought a ton of things. I've bought some things and they've all worked. So that's just my experience. That's another reason why I've also seen on the Dagger groups on Facebook, I've seen them be very responsive to customer service or complaints or issues. They do seem to actually be listening there, so that's a plus, and that's kind of one of the cool things about myself is I am on a lot of the different groups. So if something comes up for one of my own products, uh, having an issue, normally I'm there to take care of it. And I'm always on my phone answering questions, or responding to things, making messages, answering emails, that sort of thing. That makes a difference. Customer service does make a difference, and I do my best to have a certain level. I hate leaving messages longer than an hour or two. It's a thing to my own detriment sometimes. There are times when it does become a almost, you know, distracting. So anyways, customer service extremely important to me. And again, like I said, I do try to shoot you guys straight when it comes to things. When I see things that you guys need to hear about or different details, I definitely try to shoot it to you guys straight. That's um that's just something that's what I would expect from videos on YouTube. Uh, there are definitely people out there that do shoot straight. I've seen some really good examples. Honest Outlaw, uh, excuse me. I know he ran into an issue with a slide from a local company here in Louisiana that I've dealt with, and he ran into an issue and he told it like it was. They were not exactly happy about it. They did make it right. The slide did need a little bit of breaking in. It was a new slide. But he definitely could have fudged it over. So Honest Outlaw is one that I trust. Uh Tactical Considerations. He's not one to hold punches. You get a few, you get somebody like maybe Such or uh, what's the big tall one? Anyways, like I try to give it to you guys straight, even if it's to my own detriment, and talk about things that maybe I shouldn't. Um, let's see. Shane, Honest Outlaw on the Leonidas. He actually has one on hand. He's had it a little while. He does get very busy. He does a lot of videos. He owns another company that he basically does full time. So he's got one. He's just not had a chance to do the video on it. There's another YouTube reviewer out there that's also busy that's got one. I've not kept up with a lot of the YouTube reviewers out there, so I haven't really sent any out for review um, here lately. It was one thing when I was watching a lot more YouTube and having the chance to watch more YouTube that I kept up with the different channels and got a hold of them. So that is one thing I'm probably lacking on is sending out YouTube samples. So eventually, some people won't. You're right. And I've experienced with my own triggers having sent out samples where somebody maybe had an issue with installing it, or maybe they need to do a cruciform adjustment. Simple stuff like that. I could see them not saying it, but it's definitely not on the level of like Timney, where all you're going to get are glowing reviews and very few people. There are a couple videos out there of people that actually tell the truth about them. And there is a guy that I will be trying to bring on the channel who's done kind of a deep dive and has a lot of really good information on the Timney situation. I do need to. I'll have to. I'll get with him. Like I said, in the last few weeks, I lost touch with some of the people I was going to have on. Another one that I'm planning on in March, I should have on here, is Mike. He used to be with Swamp Fox Optics. Now I've dealt with him for a while. We got to talking after after another YouTube reviewer did a video on some of my triggers at the same time he did something on their optics. So we've been in touch for a while. He's no longer with Swamp Fox, kind of with another startup. I do want to get him on here. We talk about red dots. We can talk about a lot of different things. Really cool guy. Man, my throat is getting dry. We're almost at the hour, so I'm gonna probably have to cut it a little bit short. I'm sure this monster isn't exactly helping anything. So, it can be dagger Leonidas. I can do a dagger Leonidas, Rob. I don't have it listed directly on the website, but if you're interested in doing a dagger Leonidas, get with me. We can work something out. The dagger frame presents a couple interesting challenges when it comes to, again, trigger guard opening, but I'm sure we can make it happen. And not that I'm sure we can. I actually have a Leonidas in the dagger that I have with Texas Weapon Works, so it can be done. It can be done. We can make it happen. Go for it, Shane. Let's yeah, show off that quick reset. That's one of the bigger sellers about the Excommunicado system, is the extremely short reset, especially on the G48 slimline platform. When you look at the difference between the reset and doesn't matter whose trigger, doesn't matter. I don't care. You can drop in any trigger system or factory trigger, and that reset is pretty long. When you put in a tactical pontoon with the Excommunicado or the Peacemaker Extreme carry, the reset is like, I would say it's easily half, but it's closer to 60 or 70% shorter reset. There's not another slimline trigger that acts like the tactical pontoon. Trust me, I've seen all of them. I've seen what the aftermarket has to offer, and it's frankly, it's crap. And it's one of the reasons why my triggers are more expensive when it comes to the slimline. There's a lot of work that goes into it to get it to that level. It is the only thing that takes more work would be the Leonidas system. So if that tells you anything about the G48 and G43 slimline, it should. There's a lot of work that goes into it just to get that type of reset, how short it is, plus still retain the crisp action. And that's without any sort of over travel screw. There's no over travel screws in the in any of my slimline systems. I found that was unnecessary, but you could still shorten up that reset in a different way, and that takes a lot of modification to the trigger bar. Anyways, yes, very nice positive reset on the tactical pontoon system. And that's obviously one of the big issues that we had with the I still got this sticker sitting here with the Timney, was just a terrible reset. the Glock performance trigger definitely took care of that. Definitely took care of that. So, anyways, I think that's going to do it for this week on Swimming with the Pontoon. I will try. I'll stay with Sunday. And if, for example, I have to reschedule, I will post it on here. I do apologize for last Saturday, not posting it on here and just having to have Matt let everybody know. So I'm getting back on my full schedule of actually doing videos and getting caught up here in the shop. Like I said, if you listen to last week's live, you'll kind of get an idea of what went on. So far, things have been pretty quiet, and let's hope they stay that way. That way we can keep rocking and rolling here. So on that note, I will catch you on the next Swimming with the Pontoon. Hopefully this week I'll work on getting at least one video uploaded. If you guys have any questions, if you have anything you want to talk about, feel free to shoot me a message, send me an email. If you guys have been around long enough, you know I'm pretty responsive. I'll get you guys taken care of. All right. Also, before I go, there's a new sticker coming. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It should be in a couple weeks. There's a new sticker coming. It's pretty great. Also, Glock Nest Monster, get with Stuart. Get him taken care of. Steven, I'll catch up with you later.